Hello today. I'm Abdullahi, a grade 7er of Fort McMurray Islamic School, and I'm joined with Officer.
My name is Constable Sana Ullah.
And I will be interviewing him with some of the questions that my class has made. First question, why do police exist?
Thank you for asking that question, Abdullahi, right?
Yeah.
So the main role of a police agency, you could say, or the overall concept of police is to protect the public, safeguard the public from any crime that's been happening, prevent the crime from taking place. So in order for us to do that, there are laws that are created by and in place by the governments, and some of those laws are criminal laws, traffic safety laws, which are provincial. As a police officer, we enact on those laws and prevent anyone who is in violation of those laws and bring them in front of the court.
Yeah, and as you said there's many different laws, right? So are there different types of police officers to go with those laws?
There are. So I am a general duty officer. My job is to respond to 911 calls or any other calls that come in. It could be for traffic related, it could be crime related. Other than my general duty, there is a traffic unit which looks solely as traffic offenses. They enforce traffic laws. Then we have a police dog service. So anytime we have a person who has left a crime scene, we can use the dog to track down where that person has gone. We have a plainclothes unit who works at serious crimes. Once we do the initial investigation, we pass on the more serious or more intense investigation to them, and they continue on investigating with it.
Do you always have to ride in the police car, or is it possible for you to ride in your own car?
Once I'm in the uniform, I have to be in a police car. We have two types of police cars. One is marked. It has the decals of police on it. It has the light on top. And the other one is a ghost car, or it has no decals on it. It looks like a simple public car on the road.
And also, here's a really interesting question. I've been looking forward to asking this question. If there's an emergency, right, and there's a chase, is it possible for a police officer to cross a red light?
No one is above the law. Even when we are in uniform, we have to obey the law, whether it be speeding, whether it be running red lights, etc. But in cases of emergency, where we have to go to a call, we can go through the red light, but it has to be done in a safe manner. So a police officer who's responding to an emergency has to come to a complete stop at a red light, make sure the intersection is clear, and then gradually go through the intersection.
And obviously you have to train for all of these occurrences, right? So how often do officers train?
So every officer has his or her own training schedule. Some train. So there are two different trainings I would like to explain about. One of the training is physical, so that could be 3 to 5 days a week, and the other is taking courses, learning about different laws, any new statutes that come in, any court orders that come in that affect how policing is done. Those can be done anytime, and it could be in a long. It could take place until the person is a police officer. But the physical training, which is lifting weights, staying physically fit, that can take place up to 3 to 5 days a week.
Well, here's a personal question. Have you ever trained another police officer?
I have not been blessed with that opportunity yet, but I may get one in the next few months.
So here's a question about the entire program. One student asked, why do the police officers come to the schools anyway? What is the point of this program?
When I was young, I was traveling in a train, and one of the police officers came and said that I'm going to take you away from your family. And since then, it stuck into my mind that once even though he was joking at that time, which I realized later on, but that him saying that stuck in my mind, and I always had a fear of police. Because of that, I would never go and approach a police officer if I had been experiencing some bullying, let's say, or if I were in any kind of if some kind of crime had happened to me, I would not go talk to police. So one of the reasons we go talk to students in school environment is to eliminate that fear. Let them know that we are human beings. We are there to help. They can come to us if they're experiencing any conflict, whether it be bullying or anything else that's bothering them.
Well, that's extremely nice. Why do most police officers why do they not stay in rural areas?
So there are police officers that do patrol rural areas. The difference between city policing is that it's a lot of population in a small area. Rural, there is less population, but they're scattered all over. So you may not see policing as frequently as you would see in the city, but there are police officers that would patrol on a regular basis in the rural areas.
And the last question, when did you decide that you wanted to be a police officer? Why do you do what you do?
Initially, I wanted to do something that would allow me to help give back to the community. My long ago goal, and that's what I'm striving for at this time, is to save a life. One way I can do that is by becoming a police officer. We deal with a lot of situations where we come across people, children, adults, that we can help better their life, give them resources that will allow them to live a better life. Some of them could be just as minor as giving a smile or someone giving a safe place to stay at. When I was in high school, that's when I decided that I have to take and continue into this path. And I took criminal law. I studied that, and after that I got interested in pursuing policing. And I continued education into criminal law in university, and then applied into policing. And since then, I love being a police officer. I love helping people. It's a challenge. It's a stressful job, but it's a satisfying job.
Well, it's a job with a lot of hardships, but there's also the good inside it. And yeah, so that's the end of the interview. Goodbye.
Thank you, Abdullahi. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. I've learned a lot from this interview, really.
And you're more than welcome to call us anytime we come by, ask questions. Don't be hesitant.
Yeah, I won't be hesitant.
We're just like any other human being.
Yeah, okay. This interview really reminded me that police officers are not, the scary law enforcing people, but like they're actually helpers of the city, and it's actually great to talk to a police officer